supposed it refers to herself.
Oh!
Let's just say the rocks aren't all balanced on the cart.
So yeah, he's gonna kind of look over whoever's sitting beside him. And he's gonna say, "Is this Folly okay?"
I lean into Gerlach and I say, "I'm in," and she is definitely in.
Ding!
Oh, that's what she said.
Yes.
Oh, hey now, ladies.
Ding ding.
Lester, in your new voice, what would lady sound like?
Hey, sexy. You know what, Dave? Doing that sexy voice makes my throat hurt, but I could probably do Lester for 4 days straight, so that kind of tells you the kind of person I am.
Wow.
I'm used
Oh,
to
you
being
want your
a nerd.
throat to hurt, or you want the screen to be have spittle all over it?
Oh yeah, you're not. I've got a paper towel right here just in case. I'm always nervous that I'm gonna slobber and there'll be like a big old goober hit my camera, slowly drip down, and I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna be on the YouTube channel for the rest of eternity. How embarrassing is that?
Oh my god. All right, so you guys see, I've put the, the map of Valkana back up. Now you can see Nestora, where it's kind of synced up. Now, just to the right of that, right down the main Pegasus Road there, you're going to see the Brucor, the little triangle there. Now, this is your destination, Brucor. That is your destination. Now, I even actually went the extra distance, went the mile, and actually put a. Wow, look at that! I actually did what I was going to say and got a little. Black dot on there for you. Hopefully you guys can see this now, right?
Yep.
So there you go. You guys should all be able to move it too, hopefully. But it's you guys are at the Pegasus Roadhouse Inn.
Now, is that the singularity, Dave?
What do you mean the singularity?
No, I'm just
You can see
joking.
it's
Like
spinning.
a black hole. Never mind.
Oh, sci-fi. I get it now.
Sorry.
I get it. Okay.
You know it's bad when the GM of a long-running role-playing game calls me a nerd.
Oh, Zlito, thanks for the compliment, man.
That
Really,
is like,
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
At some point during this conversation, Glitter just
Thank you so much for the kind words,
sawing
man.
logs, so everybody can. She probably has not paid too much attention to what's going on.
Yeah, we're riding in style, aren't we?
You guys
We're
are.
not like walking.
You guys, no, hell no. You guys are riding on the caravan. Of course, you guys. Fuck. What are you guys? You guys ain't walking. Are you kidding me? You're with Gerlach. Nobody walks in Gerlach's caravan. Not unless you want to. But then again, you're gonna get left behind. So.
Straight
You're gonna hate
pimping.
when this guy dies.
Yeah. No shit, huh? Maybe
wanna-
doesn't. I don't know. We'll have to see.
So this caravan itself, Dave, is it automated or is it like drawn by creatures or what kind? Is it more like wagons? What does it look like?
Well, the caravan itself is like I was telling you. It's sort of like an artifact in itself. It has the same mysterious type of magical or scientific power as the Pegasus. Where it has these reactors with all of these runes that nobody knows what the hell they are. Just ancient civilizations that date back to the ancient Saurian, culture. And even predates that. And this is just never-ending magic. And this is what is powering his car, his caravan. And like I said, there's the one main car, and then there's 6 carts behind it. And each one of these carts have been modified to hold, all of these kegs, because they're all supposed to be stored at different temperatures, depending on, as Keggy explained it, the different hops and the yeasts that are used for brewing all of these ales. You're supposed to keep these things at different temperatures, and it can actually hurt the stability of the actual compression of the chamber, and all of the liquid, all of the beer could be spilled. It just would not be a good thing for profit-wise. and he's just kind of right. You can tell he's not all there too. He's still a little damaged, you know. So his voice kind of like pitches up and down and whatnot. He's kind of around quite a bit.
So I'm going to go ahead and climb to the top of this. I can get to the highest point, and I'm assuming it's fairly cool since that's what it's on the main car.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of get to the top of it and kind of just lean back and relax. And as we're moving forward, I'm going to watch the clouds kind of float by and just take a nice relaxing journey.
All right. Everybody gets onto the caravan. You know, Gerlach says we'll have a couple-day trip. We'll get back to the brew core. So everybody, you know, basically, you know, to be honest, Winifred and Tane, they're actually kind of happy to see Gerlach go. You know, and they, you know, they give him hugs and kisses as he leaves, and he also, you know, tells Winifred that payment is in, you know, basically he's left the payment in her office, and, you know, she's thanks him, and, you know, there are just boxes and bags of trash everywhere out at them. I mean, there's literally probably 100 boxes and bags just full of trash and shit. Man, crazy. So the caravan departs. You guys start to travel along the, you know, Pegasus Road. You guys know that there could be more attacks. You have no, you know, you have no clue what's going to happen. Obviously, Gerlach's, you know, concerned about it, or he wouldn't have asked you guys. So, you know, he's checking the, you know, the inventory, and, you know, says the damage is minimal, and, you know, you guys can get on the road and make pretty good time for a couple days. Basically what it is, it's just a series, Lester, you're amazed by it. It's a series of armored platforms, basically. You know, he's modifying to have refrigeration units on, you know, some of the cars. You know, and as you guys are traveling, he says, it's a pretty amazing piece of machinery, isn't she? And he kind of taps the dashboard, and he says, I acquired it through a series of adventures during my youth, and including myself, scientists, they've all tried to look. Nobody really knows and fully understands the technology that's involved here. I just hope that it doesn't break down and stop working on me one day. I think that day may happen one day. I don't know. It could, it couldn't. I don't know. But you know, she's been good to me for many years. You know, Keggy, he's been around with me since the beginning. He's always seemed to, you know, adapt pretty well. Keep her running as well. Luckily for us right now, we're carrying a light load, a little bit damaged. You know, all the merchandise is delivered, and we'll get hopefully we'll get back to the brew core with no problem at all, no trouble. All right, so you guys, you know, take a turn, you get on the old road. You know, you guys are back on the old road within the hour. And
Gideon's going to
sure,
keep a lookout. Whatever the highest point is that I can sit on that cart, I'm going to try to sit up there and just keep a lookout for trouble.
Sure. Yeah, you and Lester are up on one of the there's sort of like a pyramid of barrels. This is on the one of the non refrigerated platforms, and you guys are sitting up there kind of hanging out. These
but
are
keep in mind
empty
that
barrels.
Lester's just enjoying the trip. I'm not doing any kind of working.
Yeah,
I'm not looking for trouble. I'm relying on everybody else to point out trouble. I'm
yeah,
just kind of relaxing.
There's a lot of, you know, plateaus and, you know, rock overhangings, and I mean good places for, you know, more bandits to surprise you guys. But, you know, there's a lot of different terrains. It's, you know, the Tesmetra Basin is a lot of hills, a lot of there's some marshes, and so it's actually a pretty scenic trip.
Yeah, and I want to pull my robe up a little, and like most Saurians, I want to kind of sun myself, you know, metabolize some of the light. You know, it's always relaxing to do
Sure.
something like that.
Are the Saurians cold-blooded?
Go free, man.
They are now. I have no idea. let me just. I'm sure I'll go to some website and there's somebody that's written like a 6,000-page Wikipedia. But hey, they don't all have overbites.
Hey, all I worry about is what it says in the TitansGrave book. I don't care what Joe Blow's personal Wikipedia site says. Whatever it says in the book, and I don't remember ever seeing cold-blooded in there when I read about the Saurian race. So I guess this is up to your interpretation. So
It didn't say either way.
well,
Well, all you have to do is run to a
just
colder
have fun
climate,
with it.
and they will not be able to
Just
follow
cut off
you.
one of your fingers, and you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks. You're the best.
I've got an axe.
Fire's hot. How do you know? Oh, I burned myself. That's the only way to know.
So you guys get to the old road. The old road, it's a wonder of the ancient world. It really is. You guys have all heard of the old road. You know, it was built by the dwarves back in the days before the Chaos Wars. You know, this highway is 100 feet across. I mean, it's basically, the road is beautiful, gleaming white permastone. And, you know, a lot of electronic cars gather their energy, much like, you know, the caravan that Gerlach has. You know, there's channels of energy that flow through the road. You know,
Is
but
that the road that, I'm sorry.
yeah, go
Is
ahead.
that the road that runs parallel to Pegasus Road?
Yes. Yep. You
Okay.
guys are on the main road there, the whiter of the lighter of the two roads. Yep.
Okay.
100 feet across. You know, it's basically the safest and swiftest path between all of the city-states, whether it be Nestora, Karos, or Verakus.
So are we the only ones on this road, or is there people walking? Or is it
There's
pretty.
no, there's been a couple speeders go by. You know, there's been some other. The caravan doesn't travel very fast. You know, it's old technology. It doesn't travel very fast. But yeah, there's people that have sped by. You know, there's been, you know, several people on horseback or lizards that have basically rode by you. So you're traveling at a pretty slow pace. But, you know, you really can't, you know, and Gerlach kind of laughs about this, and Kegi also chimes in scientifically with facts about why the caravan can't travel too quick, is because it'll just damage the, you know, it would possibly cause leaks in barrels and whatnot because of the fermentation and the expansion of all the hops and the yeast and you know, it's just you know, you get it. Kegi, he's trying to be scientific. The only person I can actually kind of semi understand what he's saying is Lester, but it's like Deckard trying to speak Dutch to me. I ain't gonna understand a damn word he's saying. So, but Lester would at least understand a couple words.
It's Norwegian.
Well, you know, I do have the skill, the focus of alchemy, so I'll know a little bit about the way that stuff mixes. But you know, I learned that alchemy from my mom, so I don't know. She didn't know so much about wanting to teach me how to brew some beer.
Yeah.
Mostly just how to make bombs.
You know, the old road, I mean, is beautiful, but in places that, you know, there's some places that actually a lot of rifts or a lot of damage to the road because of the Chaos Wars, basically. You know, there's several spots where you guys are going to have to basically travel over chasms. I mean, the old road is, you know, 50 to 100 foot thick in this beautiful white permastone. And, you know, something in the Chaos Wars, whether it was bombs or just battles themselves, damaged them. So there's a lot of these makeshift bridges that you need to travel across. Well, as about half the day goes by, you know, there's no encounters. Everything is pretty quiet, to be honest. And Gerlach likes that. So you guys start to come up to a very large bridge, and you know, especially whoever's sitting up front with Gerlach. I know that's Gideon and Lester. You guys are sitting more in the middle of the caravan. Deckard, where are you located? Folly, Glitter, where are you guys at?
I think it'd be pretty close, so we're chatting along the way.
All right, sure.
I was gonna say I probably would be towards the back, watching the rear.
Okay.
In between nodding off.
Yeah, trying to get some more R&R. And, you know, and as people travel past the caravan, they all know it's Gerlach's caravan. And, you know, you have people yelling, "Hey, Gerlach! Thanks for the party last night!" You know, I mean, Gerlach's a famous guy. I mean, everybody around, you know, the Tasmetro Basin, everybody knows who Gerlach is. I mean, they do. Simple as that. So, you guys come to a very, very, very large rift in one of the roads. You know, where there is a massive massive chasm that has a bridge over it. Now, when you get here, there is a pretty grumpy-looking one-eyed dwarf, and you being up front, Deckard, and with Uncle Gerlach up there, he goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to deal with this goddamn dwarf today. Why's he gotta be here? This old son of a bitch." So he pulls up and is, you know, this dwarf that's sitting down. Let me give you guys what it looks like here. So as you guys see, this is the toll collector here. And, you know, the caravan comes to a very slow halt. Gerlach gets out and he goes, "Ah, son of a bitch. Old Holsick holds a goddamn grudge with me for the last 20 years, and I pay for it every time I travel over this fucking bridge." And, you know, he's talking to this, and you're about the only one that can hear him, Deckard. So he gets out and he goes, "Ah, Holsick, my old friend!" And Holsick just kind of laughs. "Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. So it looks like you're going to be traveling over the bridge today." And he kind of, you know, takes his 50 cal and he kind of points it over towards the sign. He goes, "Yeah, you know, Gerlach, you got to pay your toll." And he says, "Yes, I know." He goes, "So what is the toll fee now, old Holsick? What is it going to run me?" And the dwarf, you know, he kind of sits up a little bit and sets down one of his bottles that he's drinking out of. And you can tell that he's got a cybernetic eye also. He says, "The fee's 100 gold today. It looks like your load's pretty light. You're lucky that your load's light. It probably would have cost you double. So it's going to run you 100 gold today." And Gerlach, man, he's not happy at all about hearing about 100 gold. And he says, "Holsick,
Gerlach, relax. And I call back to Gideon. Gideon, get up here."
Die.
Yeah. He says, "1 second, Holsick. Holsick, 1 second. No, let me see what I can do." He goes, "Mate, I told you it's 100 gold, buddy." And he goes, "Yeah." And he walks back to you, Deckard.
I think I can introduce you to him as someone more important than he is.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. You're the same race. Maybe you might have some kind of connection.
Maybe you guys know the same people, since you're all dwarves. No, I'm just joking.
You're badass. This guy's not. Helsaka's not badass.
No, he's only got a 50 caliber. Kind of pointed your
Yeah,
direction.
I'd like to remind you, Deckard, that while I am a badass, I'm not bulletproof.
Okay.
So, you know, I think Lester might come down a little bit, and I'll reach into my backpack, and I'll get my tiny little coin purse, and I'll open it up, and I'll thumb around like I'm getting like a quarter or something. I'm like, "Excuse me, how much is the toll again? How much is it?"
For one of you?
Yeah, I mean, I just need to. We're gonna get my cart across here. How much are we talking?
Your cart?
Maybe 6 copper.
He says, "This isn't your cart. What are you talking about, Saurion? This is not your cart. This is Gerlach's cart. I've known Gerlach for many a year."
It was Gerlach's cart. He has the first 2, but I bought 3 of these, and I used all my money. I've just got 4 copper left. How much do you need so I can get home?
Well, you're going to have to take the several-day detour, my friend, because toll today for you and for your load, 100 gold.
Oh, I don't have 100 gold. Is there dishes I can do? Or maybe I can hook you up with my sister? What other things are we talking about here? There's got to be some other way to get this going here.
Glitter
I'm willing
jumps
to
off the
deal if
back.
you're willing to deal.
Glitter jumps off the back and goes to see what's going on with everybody and
Holy cow! You got a gnome? You got a saurian? What do you got? What are you getting into the circus business now, Gerlach? What are you doing here?
Circus,
I'm gonna
now
jump
that's
down off
racist
the
right
axe.
there, mister.
Gideon's gonna jump down with his axe. Just jump down.
Finally,
Maybe he needs
something
to
that
make a
I can
perception
relate
check
to.
and see if he notices that I look just like Gun from the battle.
Gunned from the old Chaos
From his
Wars.
history. That's right.
Yeah, if he's up on his dwarven history.
Let's do a roll for old Hostic, shall we?
Yeah, it looks like he's pretty studious.
Yeah, he looks intelligent.
Well, he's on the correct side of that 50 cal.
That's right. So that's probably
Cultural
smarter
lore
than-
sounds pretty good to me. He's got cultural lore. Now, what do you say to him as you're starting to approach Old Holstick Gideon? What are you saying to him? Can't hear you. Your mic is muted. That's a crazy toll.
I've got my axe over my shoulder like my great grandfather used to carry it, and I'm stroking my beard as I walk to him with my other hand, and I'm like, Holsick, for old times past, for our people, why are you doing this to me?
It's not to me. It's the boss, brother. It's the boss.
Who's the boss?
Well, speaking out of character, you know, a lot of these are basically justified by the city-states. You know, however, some of the AKA toll collectors, they kind of like to spike on their own little surcharge also. But it is legitimate. You know, this is, you know, the city-states of Karos and Verakas and, you know, all 3 of the city-states with Nestora. Yeah, you know, they all work together. Basically, it just depends on the toll keeper. It also has to do a lot.
I've got a
with
Boda bag full of the last bit of that chaotic stout or chaotic neutral.
Uh-huh.
Up to him, and I'm gonna pop it, right? And I'm just gonna whiff it, and I'm like, now you can't be charging your fellow dwarves outrageous fees. I understand you need to make a living, lad, but charging your ancestors exorbitant fees, well, that's just not right neighborly. And
my
besides,
fellow
I can
brother,
be
I'm not
very
charging
neighborly.
you. I am charging Gerlach, am I not? You're not having to pay this toll, are you?
Aye, but it'll come out of my fees. You're hitting a fellow dwarf low, if you know what I mean. And I'll you know, squeeze that Boda bag so just a little bit of the ale tips out. And I've got this Boda here, and it's got your name written on it.
He gets a whiff of it. That smells like some mighty fine brew that you have there.
It's chaotic neutral, the finest in the land, and you know he makes the best. And I'll pay 25 gold if you let us be on our way, and you keep the Boda bag.
This is the chaotic neutral.
None of the
chaotic.
None of the.
This is, let me taste this. I had this many years ago. Let me taste this. He takes a tankard from your hand and he lifts it up and drinks it. And he tilts his head back, and you can see that his cybernetic eye is like really getting brighter. And he goes, this is so delicious. He says, it sure beats drinking the Sneaky Pete. And he picks up one of the bottles, and this is Sneaky Pete, in white along the whole bottle. And he takes his, he goes, tired of drinking this shit out here. And he takes a sneaky Pete and he slams it against one of the pillars of the bridge. And he says, Gerlach, I think it's your lucky day. I think I'm going to let you pass for 25 gold. No, Gerlach's actually ecstatic with this. Now, give me a persuasion check, communications. And I guess it would be a communication persuasion.
Yeah, you mean that skill I don't have?
That's okay, you still do communication, though.
Yeah, you'll have communication.
But I tell you what, I'm gonna let your friend here sweet talk me with his chaotic neutral ale. But the next time you come through, you're gonna owe me one there, Gerlach. We have an agreement. And Gerlach walks over to him, and then they start to talk with one another, and you guys really can't hear this. He says, I've got this, I'll be right back. He's over there talking with Hulsick for several minutes, and they shake hands, and old Gerlach turns around and says, the gnome is going to stay here with Hulsick for life. No, I'm just look at Glitter's face. I had to do that. She was just sitting there just listening, and I'm going, I think I'm going to mess with her. I'm sorry. So he basically Gerlach turns around and says, all right, we've struck in a deal, and you see him, pay him 25 gold, and he gets back into the the lead cart of the caravan, and he looks over at Gideon and thanks Gideon and says, you saved me a huge chunk of my profit from this trip. God bless you all. And he gets back in and starts up the old axe again, and starts to go through the toll. And Hulsick, he's just saying, and a good day to all of you, as he's counting the 25 gold. And you guys are looking at this 25 gold going, holy shit, he just paid 25 gold in a checkpoint. That is crazy.
And as I pass Holstead, I'm going to just wave at him and go, either way, that's a sweet cybernetic eye. Bye-bye.
He just kind of shakes his head. And
I nod respectively.
A sweet cybernetic eye.
Oh, there's some sweet mechanics. Cybernetic eyes are the best.
I think Gideon said something. I didn't hear him, though.
I think he's not hitting his push to talk.
Yeah. Gerlach was
for some reason
happy.
the program's changed. Now I have to click on the TeamSpeak in order for it to recognize that I'm pushing the button. I don't know.
Next time
you had to open it as administrator.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, open it as administrator next time, and you won't have a problem.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what I look at Hulsick and just say, you see what I have to deal with? Pointing to Lester.
So Gerlach, he definitely thanks you. He says, Gideon, you saved my prophet's friend for this trip. Hulsick, we and you guys get back on the road again, and there's sort of like a small speaker system. And he says, me and Hulsick, we go back many of years. We were gonna be business partners at one time, but as you can see, he likes to do things a different kind of way as what I like to do. So we just didn't see eye to eye. No pun intended with the cybernetic eye or anything.
That's a good one. That's a good one. See eye to eye. That's a good one.
But unfortunately, I've done very well with the Brew Corps, and he's still taking tolls. So unfortunately, I think old Hulsick, he's a good dwarf down inside, but I just think that he still holds a grudge against me, which is a shame on him. So you guys pass through the, you pass through the toll. Crisis averted. Good job, everybody.
Now let's get him. No, I'm just joking.
You guys could have done that if you wanted to. I had everything.
No.
Oh, I shouldn't have put all that poison in